Oh, that's a nice one there. Oh, yeah. Gonna hold this up for a picture? Whoa!
Fish on, fish on, fish on, right there.
Okay, we just, here, take this, John. Take this. Here, John, we had a problem. I was just taking that nice 40, how big was it?
46.
Here, 46-inch fish out of the box for a nice photo, and it jumped out of the box. That was bad. That was not cool.
On this week's episode, Bob is joined by John Ward from the Cuda brand of fishing tools aboard Drifter 2 charters. For John Ward, it's his first time on these waters, and some first-hand musky encounters convince him that all he's heard about the fishing on Lake St. Clair is true. Captain Jim Fleming readies the rods and oversees tackle duty, while Bob oversees the adventure, laughs, and incredible fishing.
Wow. Here we go. That is a fish of a lifetime right there. Wow, that thing is a monster. They fight hard, don't they?
Look at that magnificent fish.
Look at the size of that fish.
There he is again.
The color is incredible. Oh, there we go.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
Big old Great Lakes smallmouth. That is a big rainbow trout, Chris. Nice double header. Whoa.
Nice jump.
Yeah. All right. That is a monster smallmouth. Man, that is so cool. Another one, there we go. The biggest pike I've ever caught. Look at that chunk. So that's what we're talking about.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
On the Real Fishing Show, we make catching fish like this a possibility. Gotta love it when a plan comes together. We're here in October on Lake St. Clair doing some musky fishing, and I've got John Ward here from the Cuda brand of fishing tools aboard Drifter 2 charters. Jim Fleming, an old-time friend of mine, has got Drifter 2, and we haven't even got all the rods set up. Jim was just talking away, and next thing you know, rod goes off. Your first St. Clair muskie?
This is my first trip to St. Clair and my first muskie. It's fabulous.
Well, the funny thing is last night I gave him an invite. I called him at like 9:30 at night. You're watching the Leafs play, right?
Yes.
And, oh, there we are. I said, you want to come down and join us? And you said, let me see if I can change a meeting. And here we are. All right,
Well,
little
there we
guy
go.
to start it off. Oh, it fell off, Jim. You better hold that for your first muskie. Oh, yeah, let's torpedo that one back in, head first.
All right.
Here. Let's fire it back in. There you go. All righty. We didn't get skunked. Good stuff.
A little bit of slime, that's good.
That's cologne. All righty, well, hooked up, and you know, once again, St. Clair's living up to its reputation as being the best numbers muskie lake in the world.
Ooh, that's a good fish.
Is it a good one?
Yes, it is.
It just come out of the water.
Yeah.
You know, I noticed you got a selection of ugly sticks on board, and cool thing about them, they're a very durable rod for trolling. They're real strong. And John, how's it feel to be out here in St. Clair?
I thought you were calling me an ugly stick there for a minute. Because I've lost a few pounds, right?
I didn't hit you with it.
No, it's great, and the sun's coming out and rain's dried up. It's fabulous.
Yeah, October, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I think it's getting up around 60 plus degrees today. Oh, there it is on the surface. Oh,
Whoa.
Nice one. Oh yeah, nice fish.
Back up and lift them.
All right, very nice.
All right, good one. Okay, John.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful fish. I not a mark on him.
Okay, I'll grab his tail and then we'll just put him overboard and then you release the gripper there.
Okay, ready?
Okay, yep.
No, he doesn't want to let go. There we go. Very good.
Sweet.
There he goes.
Awesome. Here, have a little slide.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
slide.
Thank you very much. That was terrific. Beautiful fish.
This is the natural odor of Jim Fleming right here during the fall of the year. He smells like a big old muskie.
Thank you. I have some on my sweater to remember that by. Beautiful fish.
Good stuff.
When
Wow.
we return, more musky action on St. Clair. Stay
one.
tuned. Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Toro. Count on it. It's no secret that cold water species favor moving water. Strange as it may seem, nearly all species of warm water fish will also run up rivers. Many spend their entire lives here, and the list includes a few stillwater inhabitants that would surprise anyone. The same thing applies to lakes. Fish are drawn to areas where there's movement in the water column, no matter how slight. In most cases, wind is the catalyst that produces these transient currents. Several hours of constant wind in a consistent direction is necessary to set up this effect. Observe particles in the water to gauge the flow, which doesn't have to be that much to activate fish. You must, however, factor in the direction of the current with respect to structure. Look for wind blowing along a point, island, or shoal. As well, moving water that passes under any type of shoreline cover is a deadly combination. For similar reasons, the narrows on lakes are real hot spots. If it's downstream on a chain of lakes, this is true even when the wind isn't blowing. Taking this further, causeways that bisect two sections of lake really get things moving. Bridges literally funnel the current. You may even find a few surprises that have chosen to go with the flow.
Fish on, right here.
Go ahead.
Here you go. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that has some weight.
That's a thumper.
Yeah, there's some weight on this guy.
Yeah.
Lots you don't come flying out of the water. They've been doing that a lot.
Yeah, well, I guess the
So-
water's still warm, so you're getting some jumps out of them.
So when he does come flying out of the water, what's the right?
Cross your fingers.
I'll put the rod down and I'll give that a whirl.
Yeah.
So don't bow the rod to him. Just try and keep the line snug then.
Yep, that's all you should do. That's what the rod tip's for. That's why you got a good action tip rod.
You can see that ugly stick's just thumping. It's nice because they got a soft tip on them, don't they, Jim?
Yeah, look at the way it's buckled. Now, if that fish goes out of the water, that rod's going to come up and take the slack before you do anything.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've used an ugly stick. I really like the feel of it. It's
Those are
nice.
really nice rods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
they're
a nice
perfect
rod.
for trolling, aren't they?
Yeah, those are perfect.
And John, you didn't get hit with one, contrary to what we talked about earlier. Oh, there it is on the surface there. Let's see. Oh, I think this is a good one. Oh yeah, this is a nice fish. Look at that fish.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's a
Beautiful.
good one. Take it easy. That's a nice one.
keep his head up.
Yep.
There we go.
All right,
Oh,
nice.
Fabulous. Beautiful fish.
Good stuff. Wow.
There we go.
Good one. There you go. Here we go. Look at this thing. All right.
Beautiful fish. Look at the marks on him.
Here, come on behind me. This is your fish. Here. You got it?
I got it.
Look at that. Jim, come on back here for a picture.
That's a nice fish. Here, will this help a little bit?
Here we- okay. Okay, you ready?
Are you ready?
Yep.
There we go.
All righty. That was a good fish. How big, Jim?
About 43, maybe.
Yeah, 40 plus inches.
Beautiful fish. Very nice and clean, all the fish. Really no marks on them at all.
No, they're awesome, eh? Good stuff, man.
Thank you very much. That
Yeah.
was fun. Lots of fun.
Now we need a bigger one.
Now, Jim, swing that over there. Now, do you get these custom made? You can see how there's all these weeds here. I'll pull those off, okay? Now, these wire deals, these stainless wire deals, you've been using those for years, haven't you? And you got a swivel here where you snap different weights on, right?
That's the easy clip for Berkeley, so you can change the weights real easy.
Okay, so you got the easy clip. And what's the deal here? This deal here just gets a lot of weeds here before it gets down the leader to the lure?
It does two things that people don't realize. It's 3/16 TIG rod. I make them. I've been making them since I came here. What it does is it rattle. Here?
Oh, yeah.
And underwater, it's doing that. It's rattling.
I gotcha.
The only problem is every once in a while you get one about right here where they come up and hit this, cut the line.
Oh, you had them hit this?
Oh, yeah.
No, and I guess when the water's real clear, that's can happen too,
Oh, it
right?
could happen today, real easy.
Oh, it can.
As long as it's on this side of the boat, those ones are too expensive.
I see. He doesn't like losing some of these baits. They have sentimental value.
Yeah, but they do.
Well, because they don't make them anymore, right?
Yeah.
Here, let's show the viewer at home. This is just another typical musky bait that you're using. And are all of them carved out of wood, a lot of these
They're
baits?
all handmade out of wood, both of them. Loki
Yeah.
and Ziggy are both made out of wood, handmade.
Nice.
Mahogany as well.
How many of these types of baits do you have on board?
I wouldn't even want to guess.
Oh, so you wouldn't miss that. Okay.
Hundreds.
Whoops, fish on.
Bob gets all caught up in the fishing when we return. Stay tuned.
Can I help?
This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman, the outdoor company.
Hey, I want to talk for a minute about the strike zone and how it can affect your fish. If the fish are really active, they will chase a lure a very far distance to get it, whether it's a topwater lure or a lure that's moved through the water like a crankbait, a spinnerbait, an inline spinner, what have you, that's worked through the water at a medium to fast retrieve. But when the fish aren't active, what do? Well, their strike zone gets a lot smaller, and in the simplest terms, what I recommend, if it's a flat, hot, sunny, calm day like today, a lot of times those fish might not move more than a foot to 3 or 4 feet to chase a bait, or they might just move over and eat it. So a subtle presentation like live bait, a drop shot rig, a tube jig, another type of jig that's moved very slowly in the strike zone of where the fish are hanging will be your best bet rather than moving lures. Now, moving lures will get a lot of reaction type strikes on flat days like today, but if I had to put my money on it, I would use a finesse presentation and put it right in front of their face. They're not going to move far when the sun is beating down on them and there's not a lot of wind. If it's choppy, that's a different story. Their strike window opens up. So next time you're on the water, pay attention to those little details. And if it's flat, sunny, and calm, go for a smaller window. If it's choppy and maybe overcast, cover some water. Okay, now you can see we got a bunch of weeds here, Jim. The wind really plays havoc on you when you're fishing St. Clair, blowing weeds around. What's a bad wind for you?
For here, west-northwest is just terrible. It brings all the weeds float on surface that get tore up by the storms.
And so they'll get tangled up in your lines and your lures.
Oh yeah, big time.
And so it's offshore wind today. It's coming more out of the south-southwest, so not a bad day for weeds.
No, we're still having weeds, but not bad, no.
And I don't think you catch many fish with weeds on your lure, do you?
No, they're aggressive, but they're not stupid.
There you go. They're like us. Whoop, fish on. Oh. Yeah, I need to be taller. Okay, there we go. I had a little problem there, folks, getting the line over the other rod. This is where being, tall like some of these other people on the boat today, like, Jim or John Ward, they just sort of, lift it over. I had to sort of jump a bit.
It's strength in the arm, that's what it is.
Is that it? I had to get on my tippy toes to get around that rod. And then you did put it down for me, didn't you?
Should we get you the belt?
No, I think I'm all right.
Oops, sorry.
I can't believe how this rod is loaded up, and we were talking about how these ugly sticks have got such a nice soft tip on them. And when you use them baits with a couple treble hooks like we are today, it's nice to have that soft tip because when they shake their head and move, you want that rod to be the shock absorber, and that's very important. I think how a rod loads up is so important, John, you know, because any bait that's got multiple hooks, you don't want them to just pull the hook off with too stiff a rod.
And you can really feel it with those rods, how they're, you know, there's a soft enough tip. There's lots of play in it. It's nice.
And Jim's running a combination of Penn line counter reels and also Abu Garcia Alphamar line counters. Okay, there it is right there.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
That is a nice one.
Beautiful.
Great nets.
Uh-oh. Oh, look at that thing. He's getting a bigger net. Oh, he's got the big boy out. Okay.
Oh, that's
Whoa,
beautiful.
that is
Nice
a big
fish.
one.
It is.
Okay.
That's
Now.
what we're looking for.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Oh, that's heavy, too. Okay. All righty.
What a tank. That's a nice fish.
Beauty.
Wow.
Awesome.
Look at the head on that guy.
Okay.
Not hooked by much.
Here we are. Okay. Put them in the tank. Look at that thing. Wow.
Beautiful. That's gorgeous.
Thank you. Look at that thing.
Oh, that is beautiful.
All right. All right, he's starting to come back good, so I'm just gonna let him sit there now for a minute or two. Good stuff.
Let's get the rods back.
What a beautiful fish.
About 90%, 95% of our musky are
When
spotted.
we return, musky beauties brought into the boat. Stay tuned.
Whoa!
Fish on, fish on, fish on, right there.
Okay, we just, here, take this, John. Take this. Here, John. We had a problem. I was just taking that nice 40, how big was it?
46.
Here. 46-inch fish out of the box for a nice photo, and it jumped out of the box. That was bad. That was not cool. The thing was nice and healthy in this little live release well he's got. And it just, I don't think the cameras were rolling, and it just flipped over. And I'm not happy. I wanted a really nice photo of that thing like this. And I was going to talk to Jim about the coloration of the fish. See, making TV shows isn't as easy as you think. Live action like this.
Got a bit of a jump out of it.
How big?
Didn't see him.
I don't think he's a big one.
Oh, good. I'd hate to have handed the rod off. It was a monster. Hey, now, Jim, last time we were out, we caught some clears. You referred to some of these muskies. Oh, there he is right there. You referred to some of these muskies that have no coloration as a clear muskie?
Yeah, there's a strain of Clair musky. In this lake we have 4 strain. We have spotted, which most of them are. Then we have tiger. We have clear. And we have barred.
Okay, now what would this one be, a barred?
No, spotted.
Spotted.
About 90%, 95% of our musky are spotted.
Oh, okay, so you can see the coloration of this right here. And that's got bars and spots, but you're gonna call this a spotted?
Yes.
Okay, well, this one's going back in the drink here. Very cool. Okay, and you know, notice how I'm torpedoing it straight down, which gives it that sudden boost of water through its gills. John, you're hooked up. How's it feel?
And it feels pretty good.
All right.
Nice fish.
Well, when I called you last night and said, hey, do you want to come down at 9:30 at night and you live 3.5 hours away, was it worth the trip?
It was absolutely worth the trip. I can't believe it. This is something I've always wanted to do, and I've heard about Jim and his business here, and it's always been on my list. So
Well, you said it was on your bucket list, and I said, well, you know what? We've fished together and had some pretty good bucket list trips, and this is definitely one of them. Oh yeah, there it is. Nice muskie right there. Look at that thing. Look at those teeth.
Big mouth
Yeah.
on him. I'd hate to be a duck.
Attitude too.
All
There
right.
we go.
Jim has had a lot of practice with those landing nets over the years. Back when he was just a young fella, he used to miss them, but now he always gets them. The guy is really good now. Funny what about 400 or 500 muskies every fall do for you. All
Oh,
right.
wow, that was easy.
Look at that. That's a beautiful,
Beautiful.
colored fish right there. Well, you got it in the right side there.
I think we do.
You might want to flip them around there. Oh yeah, you're good.
Are we good?
Look at that.
Yeah, nice
Awesome.
fish.
That one there has got some different tones on it, Jim. You got like almost like a bit of silver, green, spotted. Nice.
Beautiful fish.
All right.
Get him back?
Yeah. Good one. I'll tell you what, musky fishing is alive and well here on Lake St. Clair, and Drifter 2 Charters here with Jim Fleming, Mort, his first mate. Mort doesn't talk a lot, but he drives a good boat, doesn't he?
Yeah, does a good job, guys.
John Ward here, and there's one boat running. It's the first pleasure boat we've seen all day. This is awesome. Jim's in fishing mode. He's getting the rod set up. Yeah, all right. This is a big fish. That is a fish of a lifetime. Well, that is just amazing. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, man. Woo. That was too cool.